Passion, a strong feeling or emotions, a feeling of strong sexual desire, the trait of being intensely emotional, any object of warm affection or devotion, something that is desired intensely. Passion is a strong emotion usually related to love or anger. If on your first time out together, your date falls on their knees and tells you they'd die for you, they're gripped by passion, or maybe just nuts. And so that's what I want to talk about, passion. In my opinion, someone should get to experience and live passion at least one time in their life. You know, I think a lot of people are passionate about things. I just don't think they have found a way to hone in on how they are going to make their passion something that's going to flourish, something that's going to grow, something that they can utilize in their life other than just a hobby, or other than just something they wish they had extra time, extra money, friends that were involved in that type of thing. And so I really think that it can be a double-edged sword. It can be You can be so passionate at something that everything else in your life kind of doesn't get near enough time or devotion to, because you're so busy devoting every ounce of time and money and thought into what your passion is. And obviously, so that's one of those things that can be, it can become unhealthy if you're so passionate about something. And I also believe that a lot of times the people that take their passion and turn it into something prosperous, or something that really flourishes and grows into something, to be proud of, that's because they took it to the edge. They took it over, what was actually healthy for, where they were in life at the time. I feel like I've got to live my passion out, not completely fulfilled. I still think there's a lot of passion left in the tank for the things that I'm passionate about. As I get older, I grow new passions, and it's crazy, because I feel like most people are only really passionate about one thing in life. And so, once, as they grow and mature, that kind of gets left with their younger self. And so, they're growing into some new person that, has got jobs and responsibilities and families. And so they don't get to continue to be passionate about, something that made them, it made them have like goosebumps, and it made them have, it made them wake up in the morning without an alarm clock. It made them chase something that they didn't have to look at as a job. It's just an avenue in which, like I said, when I'm passionate about something, I don't have to set an alarm on my phone to wake me up out of bed. I'm up, I'm ready. Like, I don't have to talk myself through these things, or try to find a way of balance. It's My passion is what I'm passionate about. And I think that I know a lot of people that are passionate about things. I think that they're sort of caught up in, well, if I becomes too passionate about this, how is everyone else going to feel about it? How are they going to view the way I'm living my life? And that's when you're truly passionate about something, and that's all you can think about. You don't care what other people think or view or judge you on. Now, that's where it kind of gets hairy, and that's where you can take things too far and it become unhealthy, as I was talking before. But I also think that those types of thoughts and things are what make something truly, 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 something that you would almost die for. Something that it's just like this fire inside you burning, where no matter what no matter what someone says about it, no matter the backhanded the backhanded remarks or the doubters say, it's this underlying chip on your shoulder that you're gonna prove yourself right. A lot of people say prove the haters and the naysayers wrong, but you really just want to prove yourself right. And so I've read the definition of what passion is, and I really think that that's putting it light. At the end where it said, or maybe just nuts, that's when you know someone is so deeply passionate about something that they would go any length to make that happen. And a lot of people around you are gonna think that you're nuts because because they think that you're tunnel vision, or you're not living in reality or the real world, or you got to stop living this pipe dream. But there are people out there that made a pipe dream come to fruition, and I just I'm a believer in those people. I wanna in the smartest way I know possible. I want to encourage those people to have a passion, to have something that you're chasing day in and day out, to have something that you have a full time job for, but all the extra spare money you have that you can round up or whatever you dump in over here, and you're all in. You've put it all on black, or all your eggs in one basket. And that's, in my opinion, that's truly living. That this I don't want to do this, or what if, or that play. I'm not going to say don't play it safe, but when you play it safe, high risk comes high reward. Is kind of something that's always stuck in my mind. And so when you put it all out there on the line like that, you know that you're getting your authentic, your full self. When you're playing reserved, no matter if you're in a race car, or you're in the gym lifting heavy weights, if you are playing football, whatever it is, when you play reserved, there's I feel like there's always that percentage of something that could go wrong. There's always going to be a percentage that something could go wrong. But when you're so hell bent and determined to make this thing work, you're going to make it work. You're going to figure it out no matter what. Money, injury, heartache, all that stuff's going to come with this. And so that's just something, like I've had a couple of my buddies. I've seen them post some videos about what their why is, and why they chose the path that they're going down, and why they feel this is right for them. They're waking up every day already. They already know what the day is going to consist of, because they know that they're taking a step in the direction to get one step closer to making that pipe dream, that passion, that huge goal, something that they've chased and wanted and yearned for, and had to. It was a process that it took. And so when you can live your life like that, where it is tunnel vision, and you're not having to play it safe or be reserved, I think that you're finding what your maximum, or you're getting close to what your maximum capacity, and the types of things that you're really going to get out of your life, or you could get out of your life. And again, like, I know a lot of people that were so deeply passionate about something that never actually got to see it through. But you could ask them, that stint of your life where you actually got to run as hard as you could at that, what did that feel like? And they'll tell you, man. They'll just tell you it was like um, it was like chaotic, blissful warfare, where you you were just living on the seat of your pants, man. Where it was always a journey. It was always a what the fuck? Let's just do it. We got to make it happen. We don't have time to waste. We don't have money to waste. But no matter what, this is the goal. This is something that I'm chasing, and I want to make sure and at the time that I'm at in my life right now, at the point where I'm at in my life right now, this is what I want to make happen. And when you're chasing that, you're not thinking 10, 20, 30 years down the road. There might be an ultimate goal, but you're really just, like I said, you're in the living in the moment. And I don't think that enough of us actually get to live in the moment. Really, outside of being a child, you know, from 3 to 9, 10, like that's when you get to live in the moment. Things are pure. If you want to play sports or you want to whatever it may be, that's where you get to love that one character, or chase that one thing that just set you free, and it wasn't looked frowned upon. As you get older and you take on new responsibilities, that's where people try to tell you, hey, well, let's snap out of that. Let's grow up. Let's live in the real world where we all have bills and we all have responsibilities. And I think that, like I said, when when you are grown up and you understand that there's responsibilities and there's other roles that you have to choose and take in life, you know, it's crazy because I've seen people go down the path where all those responsibilities and those things get left aside because they're so deeply passionate about something. But I've also seen that same person take that passion and make it into a multi-million dollar business or venture. And so, you can't really put those people in a box. You can't really, not many, the average person hasn't been able to achieve something like that. And so they're kind of that needle in the haystack that most people don't know how to handle those people. Most people don't know how to confront those people. The natural thing to do is to just shut that down. And I don't know what's right or wrong. Obviously, like I said, I'm geared towards leaning into the passion. And as long as you don't have 14 kids that you're trying to provide for, and all these bills and stuff, and you're not worrying about those, I think that you should be all in on the passion. Jesse here's got a passion for wanting to do something with a YouTube channel and a podcast and things like that. And I know him well enough to know that that's what wakes him up out of bed. That's what makes him stay up late at night. That's what, when you're dead ass tired at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning of the next day, you're living on a whim of a dream of this thing is going to turn out to be what I want it to. I just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. I've lived that. I know several people that have lived that. And I also know that, like, when you're in that, it feels like, man, I'm not really making a lot of headway. Man, I'm not really making a lot of headway. But over time, you keep showing up and you keep doing those things, and you just keep putting in those long hours and those early mornings. And eventually, like, you're standing on top of this huge mountain of work that you've put in, and something to be proud of. And it's obviously better to start when you're younger, but you never know. Like I said, I think that as you get older and you take on more responsibilities and you have to mature and you have to grow, and that passion slowly gets beat out of you and beat down and suppressed. And that's like the little child that inside of you that you want to let set free, but at the same time, you've got all these other things that are pulling at you, and people that are telling you, man, why haven't you? Why are you still doing that, or whatever it may be? They've said it all, and you've heard it all. If you know what I'm talking about. But you just, the best way to do is just smile through that shit. Take it as a backhanded compliment. That I love those things. Those are things that make me thrive. When someone acknowledges that they've acknowledged that they notice what I'm doing. I'm putting in lots of time, dedication, mental energy, physical energy, and they want to tell me how what I'm doing is not worth it, is not worth my time. When, you know, it's like Gator said, the people with no job are the ones telling you what you're doing wrong. And I'm not saying don't listen to that. You got to listen to that. You got to take those little backhanded compliments and store those away. Those are called receipts. And when people give you receipts like that, you put those away and you use those 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning when you're having to wake up. You didn't get no sleep the night before, but you got to make this happen. Those are receipts, and those are things that you pull out, and those are things that stick with you. Hell, I've got receipts collected from when I was a child that I still use to this day. And it's crazy because I've had some success and I've been able to utilize all those receipts, but I still take receipts from people to this day. And I love it. I truly love a backhanded compliment. The fact that you've went out of your way to acknowledge what I'm doing, acknowledge that you think it would be smart if I chose a different path. Think about that. It makes me laugh, but it's funny. I get it all the time. I get it all the time. Family members, close friends, and I'm so busy caught up in me, my passion, and the things I got going that I don't sit around. I don't sit back and try to paint them out to be a bad person or why their life is lesser than mine or how they have the right to pick and choose what I should pick and choose. That's natural. But like I said, I smile through it. I just like to say, you're right, man. I don't get into an argument with those people. I don't try to prove those people wrong. In this pursuit, I'm trying to prove myself right. I've always been trying to prove myself right. Now, there are some people or some receipts along the way that have said something that cut me pretty deep, and I made sure to prove those people wrong. But my passion and my pursuit and my journey of what I was chasing started long before any of those, those receipts I refer to. So I'm really on here wanting to express to those people that feel the same way that I do or that need that, little clip of the day to say, man, he's fucking right, dude. Or I'm kind of beat down. I feel like my passion's beat down out of me and I still want to make it come to fruition, but at this point in my life, I just feel like I think all these other people are right. And you're choosing to lay down and give up. And I will never, ever, ever be an advocate of laying down and giving up. I'd rather choose the hard way, go down swinging, still come up short, but know that I gave it everything that I had. I went out, blaze of glory, guns firing, and that wasn't enough. I'd rather that than just say, well, I'm going to save myself the heartache, save myself the trouble. Maybe those people are right. I'm just going to quit now and, have a little bit of my pride or ego set aside and I can walk away. Like, fuck that. I couldn't live with myself if I chose to just lie down and let all the naysayers and the people, ultimately I'm not choosing to prove myself right. I'm choosing to second guess myself. And I'm not ever going to go with that. And I don't think anyone that has truly accepted that they have a passion and they're not just truly nuts. I do think to be extremely passionate about something, you have to be truly nuts to do whatever it takes to pursue that. You accept that. You don't care what people say, and you run with that. I'm all for that because, and I say this about a lot of things. When when you go down fighting in the blaze of glory and you give it everything you have for years and years and years on end, something comes of that. It's kind of like the old saying of like you add a brick every single day, you know, and it starts out as a foundation and you're building a house. But if you're adding a brick every single day to what it is that you want to make happen, you know, in 2 years and 3 years, you got a huge foundation and half the house built. So when you walk away and you decide to quit, you're quitting with half the house built. This is the way I like to talk about it or refer to it. Why would you walk away from a foundation? You got the landscape, you got half the house built. You just don't have the roof and the painting and the house finished on the inside. Why would you walk away from that? You know, the timeline might get stretched a little bit, but just walking away from that and then selling out for pennies on the dollar, fuck that. That's where I'm at.
It can put a Rolex on a redneck.